G&O Springs is a specialist aerospace springs manufacturer with customers such as AEC, Goodrich and Meggitt Group companies.
The main reasons we got involved with SC21 were we thought it fitted in really well with the work we were doing already. We were already quite far down the lean manufacturing route, and this was just an extension of what we were already doing. The program's benefited us sort of tremendously. We used to go in and do 5C activities in areas. We'd got all these lean tools and techniques in our toolbox, but we weren't applying them strategically. So we were just doing improvements on an ad hoc basis. We were doing lots of measurements, but we were measuring things and plucking targets out the air. We hadn't got that continuous improvement loop where we were identifying the actions we needed to do and then being able to quantify the benefits of those actions to give realistic targets.
One of the main things G&O have implemented through SC21 is a policy deployment matrix. They split the company's value stream into cells, put team leaders into each area, and gave each area its own QCD metrics to drive continuous improvement.
When we signed up for SC21, we took the brave step or the stupid step of publishing the 7 measures for manufacturing performance on our website, letting the world know really how well or how badly we're performing. The good thing about SC21 for me is the manufacturing excellence assessment. Before we started the programme, we did think we were very good. We thought we were sort of 50% there. We're now looking at ourselves and thinking, well, we're probably 5% where we need to be. Okay, our delivery might be 95% plus and our PPM might be less than 3,000. That's not the be all and end all. We need to be taking cost out of what we're doing. We're focusing on lead time reduction. We genuinely feel we can achieve 100% performance. When we started, we got an average lead time of 45 days. We set simple targets to get down to 25 days. One of the areas that started with a 2-day target, after 3 months is down to a 4-hour target, and our average lead time is running at about 25 days at the moment.
The company also did the EFQM model, which is a business excellence assessment. They found that on society and people they scored 0, so they looked for a solution to this.
We came up with a social responsibility day. We went out, designed and built raised flower beds for local children's centres. Mass have been fantastic in terms of the help they've given us with the programme. They've match funded all of the work we've had done. We're very positive that going through SC21 is going to help us to win new business. It's only a matter of time before the whole industry wakes up and sees it as a really good thing. You know, if somebody turns up and says, well, I can deliver at this level and my quality is at this level, all you've got to do is look at your own supply chain and see whether they compare. In terms of return on investment, we feel that we're going to realise that tenfold over the course of the next 2 years.
I would liken the journey of SC21 to climbing a mountain. You would reach a plateau and feel that you're at the top, but then you look up and see that there's another level to climb. It's a never-ending journey, a never-ending process of improvement. The main thing that we found, it certainly helped us to improve our performance into our customers, but it's also helping us to eliminate waste from the business through the business improvement techniques we've been using. We used 5S and workplace organisation as the foundation, so making sure that the factory was, all the things were in the right places.
I think our company's attitude has changed since SC21 mainly in our attitude towards 5S and TPM. We see that as a fundamental building block to getting our OTIF and quality and delivery performance up to where it should be.
SC21 is very, very challenging. It's not a simple process by any means. It is a real culture and a mindset for the business, and it has been a real challenge to get all of the troops on board. But once you've got everybody on board then and start gaining some momentum, it's very powerful.
I think the staff's attitude has changed since SC21. They realise now that working in a clean, tidy environment makes their jobs a lot easier.
The main benefits for Technoset on the supply chain programme have been the reduction in the amount of non-conforming parts that we've produced. Before we got involved, we had significant problems in not necessarily rejects escaping business into customer, but certainly the non-conforming parts that we were making internally that were being identified. We did a value stream mapping exercise on a product that was giving us immense amount of problems in terms of quality and delivery into customer, which was really important in the Supply Chain 21 programme. And working with the customer, we reduced the batch sizes, which made it far more manageable for us. We were looking at a lead time for about 14 weeks, which we've now reduced to 4 weeks. We trained our staff on some SPC and basic pre-control, and virtually eliminate the non-conforming parts that were within the process at that time. And for the last 6 months we've produced parts into customer on time with 0 defects for 6 consecutive months. MAS have been very supportive with our journey on SC21, especially in terms of funding support. We've had some consultants that have been working with us on the programme, which are very important to the SME, because you can use the consultants then as an extra resource, a resource that you haven't got. And without the support of MAS, it would be very, very difficult for the SME to be involved in a programme of this nature. To be perfectly honest, not being on the programme, it would have been very difficult for us to come through the difficult times of this recession. In fact, I would argue or go as far to say that maybe we wouldn't be here now because of the savings that we've made on the programme. It's helped us through.